You know what it's a good time for, Amanda?
A new episode of What Women Binge.
It is, but you know what we're doing today?
What are we doing?
Guess who our guest is? It's
Us!
So I just went to 90s Con. I had my original combat boots from Clarissa. My
Yes!
navy blue Doc Martens. There's the cast of Full House. There's the cast of Boy Meets World. Chili from TLC. She's going to come be on our podcast. We're just the guests today.
It's so nice.
Yeah, we were like, you know what? We just want to talk.
We need to catch up.
We need to catch up. We need a little catch up. But here's the other thing. I think it is a good time in the year for your checkup. Do you see my nose?
Oh,
I got this
what
boo-boo.
happened?
So I went to the dermatologist just to have a skin check, and I have there was something on my nose. I could see it with my eye. I was like, what's on my nose? And I realized I had a new birthmark. And so they did a little burn on it, and no matter what makeup I put on, it won't cover. But it's a good reminder, everybody.
Time for your checkup.
Time for checkups. Get your mammogram, get your colonoscopy, go to your, gyno, go to your dermatologist, get your checkups, people.
It's a lot of body admin.
There's a lot. But you know what? I try to do it all in like 1 month. But then with the kids and dentists and, this one's every 6 months. This one's every, it's like
4 other people to do the same thing.
Yeah, but it's important.
It is important.
Gotta stay on
But
top.
it's a lot of work. I feel like taxiing to body admin appointments for all the people is a full-time job.
Oh, the kids have a dentist appointment tomorrow, and I got to take all 3 of them. That means I got to go to all 3 schools, pick up all 3 kids, get them to the dentist, and get them back and drop them off at 3 schools. I think I should just do it one at a time because it'll be more time for me, but all that is like time they're missing out on school.
Oh, that's true.
It's all a pain in the butt, but it's important, people. So it's time. I just got my first colonoscopy last year. Yeah, I'm glad to share that. I thought I would lose 5 pounds, but I didn't. But it was great.
Because it's not a, what is the thing where you...
A cleanse?
Yeah, the thing where they shoot the water up there.
Oh, no, it's not an enema.
No, but there's like a thing you go and do. It's not a colonoscopy.
Colonic. I've always wanted to do one of those.
Why?
It sounds fantastic. You lose a lot of weight, apparently.
Doesn't it weird you out the thought of like seeing it go through a tube?
No, I'm not going to look. Wait, stop.
You're totally going to look.
Stop it.
Everyone's
I don't look when they put an IV in my arm. I hate that stuff.
Really? Oh, you see.
You know what else? Eye doctor.
You
gotta go to the eye doctor.
I do that regularly because now that my children have apparently eaten my brain and my eyesight.
I know. Well, wait until you hit your 40s there, girl. Because I think it was 44. All of a sudden I was like, I can no longer read the shampoo bottle. I can no longer read the side of the groceries, at the grocery store. I can no longer read the side of the cereal to see how many calories it has.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of a sudden I got to carry these freaking things with me everywhere. And, I know that there are people out there that have had to wear glasses their whole lives or since they were children. But I'm like just getting used to it is really, really difficult.
It is very different. I never had to wear them until after my first kid. But my oldest already, he's 9, he already has to wear glasses.
Yeah.
So it's a different world.
It is. And then, braces and all that. This is the thing I would like to share.
I never had those either.
I had them just for a short minute because I think as we talked about once before, I have this tooth problem, toothies. So I had to wear braces for like 6 months to move a tooth into place. But my kids all have to have them because my husband has a very tiny mouth, which makes for good kissing, but not for good genetics for kids' teeth. But here's the thing that nobody tells you.
Tiny mouths are good for kissing.
They are good for kissing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Lessons
I think
learned.
So. I don't know if it has anything to do with the tiny mouth or the giant lips that he has, but I like it. The thing nobody tells you when you have kids is they all are like, oh, save for college. So many different ways to save for college, right? You can get a 529, you can keep a jar of pennies, whatever it is.
Right, savings bonds.
So many different savings. But the thing nobody tells you is save for the freaking orthodontics. Because every time you walk in the door, it's an easy $5,000 you're dropping per kid, per visit.
Dental in general is, wow. It's mind-blowing to me.
It's the business to get into because nobody wants to dig through your mouth.
My sister is a dentist.
Oh.
My littlest sister, Molly. Hi, Molly.
Good job, Molly. Way to go.
I know. She's really good at it, too.
We should invite her on a trip.
She's the kind who likes to dig in people's mouths, though. Probably the same kind of people who like to watch the tube during the colonic.
The tube during the colonic. This has gone way downhill very quickly. I just wanted people to get a checkup. That's all I wanted. So every month is a struggle, right? To just eat better and eat healthier. And I don't care if it's New Year's or it's the middle of June or it doesn't change. And I'm always trying to eat better. But healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring because Magic Spoon.
That's right. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, it fits in all day long and it's delicious.
They have amazing flavors that you will love without all the bad stuff, right?
That's right.
0 grams of sugar. There's lots of protein in there. There's only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving.
And only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. Lots of great things there, guys.
The variety pack comes with 4 different flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, so you can try them all.
What's your latest mix-up? I know we always talk about mixing these up. Which way have you gone?
Well,
this
you
week?
know my classic is the chocolate and peanut butter together.
Yes.
However, frosted and chocolate is like a milkshake in a bowl.
Yeah. That's like a Neapolitan or something, right?
It's so good.
What if you put frosted with peanut butter? What do you think, like a vanilla peanut butter? I think I'm going to try that next.
That would be really good.
So you guys can try it too. Go to magicspoon.com/WWB to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code WWB at checkout to save $5 off your first order.
And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee, which you will be. But if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money.
So remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/WWB and use the code WWB to save $5 off.
Thanks, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring What Women Binge.
You know what's really hard?
What's that?
Creating and sticking with healthy habits. It's really hard sometimes. And especially when the to-do list is just like a mile long. There's like a million things we all have to do, but we still have to try to eat good, right?
Yeah, you know what makes it so much easier for me?
Let me guess. Splendid Spoon.
Yes, I'm telling you, this
I know.
sponsorship has changed my life.
I know. I love it. Because of Splendid Spoon sponsoring What Women Binge, we have both become huge fans.
Yes.
And we eat it constantly, and we're always reporting back to each other on our favorite. Like one of my favorites is the spicy lentil soup.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
love
saying
the lentil soup.
the name right, but it's so good.
And the broccoli hemp seed soup, I think the bowl.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
And of course, they have their vegan meatball marinara that's like a huge favorite.
So good. And the taco bowl.
Oh my gosh.
I could really go on
Taco
and
Bell.
on.
Yes.
And the shots.
The recovery shots, or there's a detox shot.
The
that
detox
I'm
shot
loving.
is great. And the immunity shot.
Yeah, and they just give you what you need in that little dose right there. So you guys can get some too. You can get started and save $35 on your first order of delicious plant-based meals at splendidspoon.com/binge35.
That's right. Splendidspoon.com/binge35 to save $35 on your first order. So it comes out to like $6.66
That's not
a meal.
very much. That's amazing.
It's perfect.
And we want to thank Splendid Spoon for sponsoring this episode of What Women Binge. Speaking of high school.
You want to talk about it?
Well, you were in high school in the 90s.
No, it wasn't.
I was in high school.
You were in high school in the 90s.
I forgot who was older here. I was in high school in the 90s. I mean, I'm wearing my Leonard Skinnerd with my leggings. Like, this is like the rock and roll girl I wish I was in the 90s, but I was a little bit.
And this hair is very reminiscent of, what was the movie you were in with the yearbook girl?
Oh, Can't Hardly Wait.
Didn't you have pigtails?
I did have pigtails. Yeah, I've got my hair twisted up, and these are almost like butterfly clips, but really
They're so
they're
cute.
like blow drying hair.
Butterfly clips are bad.
Butterfly. Oh God.
Not that was an amazing period of time, people.
So
we could do incredible hair origami with butterfly.
I know that's the
clips.
problem. It was a lot. So I just went to 90s Con
How was
a
it?
few weeks ago. It was exhausting for me because I was with my Sabrina family, my Sabrina cast and crew. I was with Caroline Ray, Beth Broderick. They played Hilda and Zelda. Nate Richard, who played Harvey. Jenna Lee Green, who played Libby. And then there's the cast of Full House. There's the cast of Boy Meets World. There's TLC.
Goodness.
There's oh my gosh, like so many people from the 90s that either I loved or I knew. There's
Did you
Joey
fan
Lawrence
out?
and the whole Lawrence brothers family. Like, how do I spend time with them? But I got to say hi to Candace, and then Lacey Chabert and the Party of Five people. But I want to say hi to Scott Wolf because I really want to do a Christmas movie with him, and he's so adorable. So, you know, the whole time I'm like trying to say hi to people, trying to meet people, trying to catch up with people. But also my friends were there because I was in Connecticut, which is where I was living before Nashville. So I'm like seeing friends. It's my son's birthday, and I'm on my way to spring break with my family. So it was like a lot going on.
I'm exhausted hearing this.
I was exhausted at the end of it all. But it was so fun, and there was a little bit of 90s style. Like, I got my choker on right now.
I very much appreciate.
The choker.
Did you wear it at the con?
I did, actually. I did, because I figured it was the only... I didn't. Do you know what I wore?
What?
I had my original... Oh, we'll put those up on here. For season 3, we'll put them on the shelf behind me. My combat boots from Clarissa. My navy blue Doc Martens. The laces broke as soon as I tried to tie them on, so I had to put different laces in them. But yeah,
Well, if that's the only part of those shoes that aged, it's a good thing.
Oh no, the inside is like gone. They're basically breaking. They're like paper mache now instead of leather. But they are. But you know, I left the dirt on them. They're still dirty as hell from the 90s, and I don't think I've worn them since the 90s. But it was fun to wear them again.
You need to rock them more often.
I know, and it was really fun. People were so nostalgic. People were wearing costume. Like 90s is fun because it's, gosh, you know, the 90s.
What do you wear for 90s? I mean, I know
combat
it's
boots,
back.
leggings, under jeans or under
The little
skirts.
t-shirts
or
under little spaghetti straps.
lots of layers.
Yeah.
Lots of layers. Or like a tight, like a leotard type top, like a crotch snap top with like high jeans and a belt and a flannel tied around your waist and like your hair in crazy side ponytail. Or that actually side ponytail's a little bit more 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to do a 90s trivia against the Boy Meets World people. But I have to say that audience was more Boy Meets World than Sabrina.
You think?
Oh, they won the whole competition. I got very upset.
You're not competitive at all.
I'm not usually, but in that case, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, you are.
I guess I am.
You are. Did you fan out? Did you meet anybody you'd never met before?
I did. Chili from TLC came running up to me, hugged me so tight, and we hung out and we took a picture together, and she's going to come be on our podcast.
That'll be awesome.
As soon as we can figure it out, she will be here. She was awesome. So sweet. She is in amazing shape, man. She looks great, and she is so strong. When she hugged me, I thought she was going to break me in half.
I mean,
she's like my height.
Has she ever not been in shape?
She's so...
I mean, I think we've been seeing her midriff since the 90s.
She is just muscle. It's amazing. But like little.
As pretty in person as you.
Oh my gosh, so pretty. And just sweet as pie. Said hi to everybody, took pictures with everybody. Like she was more fanning out than anybody else there.
That's so fun.
And then Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel and from all that, he came running up to me and hugged me.
Orange soda.
Is that from Good Burger?
It's all that and
yeah.
Keenan and Kel show.
I was like, I need a picture with Kel because my kids love Good Burger.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, I know Kel from way back when, but it was like we both looked I'm like, we definitely have aged because we were kids when we did that.
I mean, yeah, y'all he's
our Nickelodeon days.
I assume he's a little bit older than me. Right?
Yeah, I would think he's probably like 41, 42, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's so sweet. So sweet. He and Keenan were always so nice.
I can't cross my legs in these jeans and I always forget.
You're wearing jeans instead of leggings.
I know.
That's your problem. That's
Hard
your fault.
pants. I'm not a fan.
Hard pants. All right, what shows did you like in the 90s?
Well, I was a little bit younger than you, so I was still into all the Nickelodeon.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Sorry. Not sorry. So Clarissa, obviously, big deal in our house. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, yeah. It's so funny. I don't think of that as being a big 90s show, but like people looking back love that.
Do you remember Hey Dude?
Well, yeah, because David Lasher, and he was on Sabrina.
I was obsessed with Hey Dude.
Yeah.
And what else?
Did you ever watch 15? That was at the same time.
I don't think I did.
That's Ryan Reynolds and Corky. What was Corky's name? Because I kind of dated Corky for a minute because we met at a Nick Takes Over Your School event. But like the Hey Dude guys would be there, and then the Salute Your Shorts. Mm-hmm. Danny Tamborelli was at the 90s con I just did.
Salute Your Shorts. It was not allowed in my house because I think it said butt and fart in the theme song. But we would sneak and watch it anyway. The end of You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh, You Can't Do That on Television was great.
It was so good.
That's probably one of the reasons I was excited to be on Nickelodeon when I did Clarissa. Otherwise, it was like a game show network when I got on.
But then you had all the great game shows. You get Guts and what was the Wild and Crazy Kids? Yes. Do you remember that?
No.
They were like in teams, like color-coded teams, and it was outside, and they would do these like crazy obstacle courses and stuff. It was.
See, I wasn't watching Nickelodeon in the 90s because by then I was watching 90210 and Melrose Place.
That came later for me. So I was the tail end of Melrose Place.
Okay.
Like I sort of 90210 was already over.
Actually, it was while I was shooting. Yeah, it was while I was shooting Clarissa. So that would have been just early 90s, like 1990. Mm-hmm. That while I was doing Clarissa, like my Wednesday night was spent with like Brandon Walsh and
now your neighbor.
Who's now my neighbor.
Which is so bizarre.
We got to get him on the show too, Jason Priestley, who I did the movie Dear Christmas with a few years ago on Lifetime. And he's a sweetheart, and his wife is probably the most gorgeous woman in the entire world.
They're like the prettiest couple
they are so pretty.
in the whole world.
They're so pretty and so sweet, and we got to get them on here. But
Party of Five, though, we talked about that.
Party of Five. So Lacey Chabert was a Broadway star, and I was friends with her when I was little. So I loved watching her. But then, yeah, Matthew Fox, and then I just met Scott Wolf at the 90s con, and oh my God. First of all, aging really well. Second of all, sweet as can be. And I don't know if you've seen my TikTok with him, but you got to check it out because it's funny.
TikToks.
Yeah.
We got to get better at the TikToks.
We're working on our TikToks, people.
Don't judge
got any
us.
tips?
We're putting them out there.
If you got any tips, send us some tips on our TikToks. But we're going to get better at them. We're just going to.
I think we're great at it.
We're so good for middle-aged, sorry, I'm middle-aged people that are doing TikTok.
Am I middle-aged?
I don't know. No, you're not middle-aged. Like 45, let's say, is middle-aged.
So we're saying 100 is like old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
By the time we get older, it will be.
I hope. I don't know. Do I hope?
Let's not talk
Anyways.
about it. Let's not talk about it. Back to the 90s. Back to the 90s.
And then what else was on TV that I'd love so much?
I'm trying to think what I watched.
Full House was a staple.
See, mine was all Aaron Spelling, I feel like. 90s was always Aaron Spelling stuff for me.
Well, I was still watching TV with my parents.
You were a
mostly.
kid, and I was a teen.
My sister was a little bit older, and so there were things that I would watch with her that I was never supposed to watch MTV.
Oh gosh, that's what I did in the 90s. Mm-hmm. That's all I did.
But I totally did watch it.
That was
Real
TikTok
World
for me.
And Road Rules and all those. And then obviously
Real World was a big deal.
That was
like
a huge
MTV
deal.
in general, that would just be on. No matter what you were doing. You're getting ready to go out, you're going to school, that was just, instead of like, I guess the generation before us would have the radio on, we just had MTV on. And when that video came on that you wanted to see, you turned and watched, Michael Jackson do Thriller, or you watched, George Michael doing
the mornings. I remember we lived in my grandmother's house for a little while, and early in the mornings after my sister had gone off to school, it was like music videos on MTV.
I think that's all
Billy
I did.
Idol.
Yeah. But remember George Michael not Thriller, Freedom?
Of
with
course
all the
I do,
supermodels?
because my grandmother, I'm pretty positive, had he ever come around, she would have walked out on all of us for George Michael. She didn't really understand what was happening there.
Big En Vogue on MTV. Metallica had some great videos. Yes. Like what I loved about the music videos and what I miss about them was they were such an artistic expression. Like, first of all, you have the song and you can do your interpretation of what you think the artist's version of the song is. But then you can also, like, when you see what their version of it is as far as a visual goes, like Unforgiven, Metallica, you probably don't. Like,
I think I do.
So Unforgiven was a great song, but the video in black and white, it's this little boy who crawls through a tube and ends up in like a silo, like an open silo, and he's stuck inside. And then he grows old and he becomes an old man, and then he finds the key, and then he can finally get out of the silo when he's old man. So it's like, I don't know, like a metaphor for being stuck in your own head your whole life, and like from a child just being like caged and stuck, and then the key's right there with you the whole time, and you didn't know how to use it or how to find it, or it's just like making a whole different thing than what you might think Unforgiven it. It was art, and it was amazing. And whether they were dance numbers or they were important things like, En Vogue, getting out the, Rock the Vote and the whole thing. Or
Rock the Vote. That was huge.
Oh my gosh, Rock the Vote was like, I thought it was really important just to vote. And then when I did vote for the first time on the set of Sabrina, and I told everybody who I voted for, they got really, 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 really mad at me. And I didn't know that there could be political differences because I thought all I had to do was vote. That's my duty as an American. I have to vote. Yeah, but they didn't like people. It turns out people don't always like the same people.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Now you know.
Now I know. 26 years later. But
at least you learned early.
I did. No. Yeah. But yeah, the 90s were like, it's weird because it's, you have the first half of it, which feels so very much like the 80s, right? The side ponytails. And
it all runs together.
And the high-waisted jeans and all that. And then 90s, all of a sudden you get as you creep into the 90s, the tops creep up, the bottoms creep down. All of a sudden you got the Britney Spears going on where it's just under the nipple and just above the pubes. And like, you're showing everything from here to there. Everyone's got belly rings. Everyone's got crazy hair.
Nobody had abs.
That's true. It wasn't about being cut. Yeah. It wasn't about being hard. Yeah.
That was like, it was an achievable. I mean, I never got to be that, but
see, but I want to be
felt
like
achievable,
like a Rembrandt.
Nowadays, yes. When is that coming back?
A Rembrandt painting, yes.
Like beauty,
a little softness right here,
the dimples and
what
folds.
Do they say? Cushion for the pushing, and a little more for holding on and hanging on. And
you just said cushion for the pushing.
I did. But yeah, there's a little. I always take it a little too far. My husband will hate me for that, but he won't listen, so that's okay.
Oh man, yeah. I wish.
But yeah, like
come back.
And yeah, you're right. Like, but then like the music too, like Britney, Christina, Mandy Moore.
Oh, speaking of those figures and fashions, I was in TJ Maxx last week and walked past a pair of low-rise lace-up front jeans.
No.
On a mannequin.
like Brittany wore to the Super Bowl?
About how to come apart. Because do they not know? Do they not understand?
What, that's already been done?
Not only that it's already been done, but we have moved past it because
this is the thing, Amanda. Nobody realizes that. This generation does not realize I've done the mom jeans. They look terrible. I'm not doing it again. I'm not.
Girl,
You don't want to do the lace-up fronts. I don't want to do the mom jeans.
I want to just look at them in the eyes and be like, understand now, you will never be able to sit down without butt cleavage. And your poor Cha-Cha Louise will never be the same. Don't
Cha-Cha Louise.
do it.
But like the orthopedic shoes,
do it.
they're just ugly. Why are we wearing orthopedic shoes? Why is everyone dyeing their hair gray before you get old? That will happen. Probably sooner than you thought it would. Why are you going gray right now?
I'm totally fine with the shoes because shoes are God's way of keeping me frugal. I cannot wear cute shoes.
Well, you have
they
to
don't make
explain
them
that.
large
I feel like
enough.
you don't. Yes, you have big feet.
I have skis for
You have
feet.
skis, so you can't buy a lot of shoes. A lot of shoes come in your size, so that's why God keeps you frugal, not because
Not because I
you don't
wouldn't
want
buy them.
because you. Yeah,
Trust me, I look at my fair share of beautiful designer shoes, but
see, this is why we're purse girls.
that's right.
I just don't like shoes.
You
because
don't
they're
outgrow
torturous. They're torturous to me.
I love a beautiful shoe. I love a high heel. But I'm at the point in my life where that is not a practical shoe any longer.
Well, let me ask you this. Was the trend of metallics, is that early 2000s? That's early 2000s, right? That's like J-Lo.
Like jewel tones and
Y2K,
metallics.
yeah.
Yes, that was early 2000s.
Like when Marc Jacobs had his purple metallic purse and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's not 90s. See, it gets a little blurry.
It does. It all, again, like the 80s flowing into the 90s. I feel like the 90s flowed into the 2000s. And it's all like that 98 to 2001 is all kind of.
Well, and also like depending on what you wore, it doesn't mean that everybody was wearing that. Like 90s could be like what I've got going on, like layers of rock and roll.
Oh, but it could also be
kind of classic though.
It's kind of classics. It was still a little bit of the shoulder pads, like big
a little bit in the
shapes.
beginning, yeah.
And then mini skirts. That I feel like that didn't go out for a long time through the 90s.
Backless.
90s
backless was I wore a lot
halter
of backless.
tops.
I still have some backless shirts that I will not give up because I'm like, someday.
Well, they're back now.
Someday my back and I will be able to not wear a bra. No, there's no not wearing a bra these days, but I will not do that.
The halter tops were huge. I mean, but like we're talking about like children. I was in like 6th grade in 1997 and I have a vivid memory of wearing like tiny mini skirts and halter tops. Like that was totally appropriate.
Yes. Well, if you watch what I wore in Drive Me Crazy, what year is that? Drive Me Crazy came out in 99. We shot it in like 98 or 97. They built me a red halter top that I wear in the whole movie with my stomach showing. And like basically I look like I'm at the beach. I think I'm in jeans on the bottom, like loose fitting jeans and like platform sandals.
Oh,
thing.
That's the other thing I miss is platforms.
And then they built me this red halter. So it just ties in the back and ties behind the neck. So my back is bare, my stomach's bare, my chest is basically bare.
And it's perfectly acceptable.
And it's at school. Yeah. That was my school look.
It's like Euphoria today, but you were living it in the 90s.
That's the thing. And you do these things and everyone's like, you should wear a look, I'm doing a center part today because I was like, okay, I'm not. Try this
if I tried to do that.
Then.
Look, I already look like your co-star Sam.
You only look like Sam because you're wearing a tie-dye shirt.
I'm like really him.
No, you're not. But only because you didn't style it that way today. See, I like a side part. And I've always liked a side part. I don't even know if I did middle parts. I mean, unless it was like a look I was going for.
I had giant hair.
Well, it either makes you look like a baby or an old lady.
No, okay, so
or an old man.
Princess Diaries, was that 2000s or was that 90s?
Princess Diaries should be like late 90s.
Okay. So me at Thermopolis, that's me in real life. Like flat irons weren't a thing yet. I had hot rollers.
Oh, it was crimpers.
And a blow dryer. And trying to deflate this system, I didn't understand my curls or anything at that point. So it was just like triangle head. And then if you tried to middle part it, it was just...
So I've got a different hair situation. My hair is very, very stick straight. I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine. So it's really like, it looks thin, but it's like, I actually have a lot. But it's so straight. It dries this is how it dried this morning. And, but I always wanted body. I wanted a little wave. I wanted a little beach curl or something. But the only way to get that was we did foam curlers when I was a little girl.
Oh, yes.
But a lot of time we'd sleep in them wet and they wouldn't dry. And then, because I do have a lot of hair, and so it wouldn't dry. And then in the morning, it's just like sloppy. Like it's a little bit like the ends are bent, but like the rest is just still wet, so it dries straight. Or what I started doing, I think this is, let's see, it was just about the start of middle school for me. So it's just getting into the 90s, I think. I did the lioness bangs. So I had the bangs, and I did the tiny, tiny curling iron that's like the size of your finger.
Oh, no.
And curled it back in many, 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 many little... And then, but then I'd keep one row of baby bangs and curl that under. So curl this one under and then all these on top. And I had like a lion mane in the front. Just my bangs.
Are there pictures of this?
I will find some.
I need this.
I will
needs
find
to
some.
happen.
We will post them. Yeah, no,
See, I'm a firm believer in you just go with it. Hair is hair. So if there's a trend you want to try it.
But do what works for you.
Yes, but always document it because there's gonna be a day.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna want to
remind me one day to tell you about the croissant bang. It was bad.
Oh, I can't wait. But I feel like the whole thing with hair, especially in any style, is like, well, first of all, if you stick with the classics, you're never gonna go wrong. If you stick with something Audrey Hepburn would wear, you're gonna be okay.
It's great.
Yeah, if you're gonna go with capris or a nice little slide or whatever, it doesn't matter what kind of platform is in style, or if it's a wide heel or a low heel or a pointy toe or a wide toe. Like I can't do the wide toes again. Those I hate wide toe shoes. Like I will always be pointy because I think that's classic. But and I've been in too many like worst dressed. Not too many, but a few that have frightened me away from being brave. A few.
No.
Just a few. And they were wonderful outfits. And I look back and I'm like, you're idiots. That was actually a great look. You just photographed it in a bad way and then put it on your worst. Maybe you had no one else that was worse that week and you had to find something. But I wore this Vivian Tam once, this orange. This was probably like 1997 or 8. And I'm wearing like this orange Vivian Tam. And it was a thing where it was like a halter top, but it had a longer piece over it. But you could see through it in the right light.
Yes.
So you could see underneath the shape of it. I was covered in the right places, but if you saw through it, it was really pretty. So it was a little bit long and it was a little bit short. Yeah. And then I had like a high-waisted orange. It was like a matching crepey orange. And then it was a high-waisted skirt. And again, it had a skirt underneath that stopped at the right length, but then it went down long and had a big slit inside of it. And there's a picture of me out there that's like, I'm bent over. And someone was like, I don't get what it is. Is it long? Is it short? Is it cropped? Is it not? And I was like, no, if I stood up nicely and posed properly.
You'd actually taken a proper photograph of it.
If I knew how to be a model, it would, or someone used the right photograph, then you would see how pretty this dress is. But then it freaked me out. I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to wear like, a black little skirt with
We're not living our life like that anymore.
Well, let's see. I'm supposed to go to the Grammys. We'll see what a Grammy viewing party, and we'll see what I wear, and maybe I'll get on the worst dressed list again. Or maybe I should try and get on the worst.
Maybe the goal is to be 100% yourself, and if that winds you up on the worst dress list, so be it.
Yeah, that's true. Just be comfortable, be happy.
Love what you're wearing.
If you feel like a princess, you should wear it, right?
Yes.
I do feel like a princess. I have this blue metallic dress from Alice and Olivia, but I'm getting people telling me I shouldn't wear it, but it's reminiscent of the 80s. Actually, it's maybe more like 2000s.
It is a little 2000s, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So all that said, if you've learned anything from the 90s, it's dress how you want.
Don't go with trends.
Just stay away from the low-rise jeans, y'all.
Because you're going to regret it. Trends are trends for a reason. They're
Nobody's
not
butt
classic.
cleavage is pretty.
But wear a backless shirt because that's fun.
Oh, that is
right?
fun.
Backless is fun.
Yeah.
Unless you have back knee. Even then.
You know who can help you with that? There's a sponsor
Apostrophe?
for that.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's there's, jean waists come high, come low, different.
Wear what fits you. Be comfortable.
Just don't wear the ones, men, don't wear the ones with the big pockets with the drawings all over them. What was that called? Mark, my husband used to wear those.
Oh, like
the huge pockets. Yeah.
No. Oh, gosh.
And like all that stitching on the pocket. It was ridiculous.
And the girl versions were like rhinestone crosses.
It was so wrong. Like just drawing so much attention to your butt cheek. Yeah.
Oh, worst was this, it may have been early 2000s.
Von Dutch? Are you going to say Von Dutch?
No, I was going to say the words across the butt on like the Sophie shorts.
Oh, yeah.
And the velvet
especially Victoria's Secret does a big butt of that.
Tracksuits.
Pink.
Yes, but before that, remember, it would just say like,
I still have
hottie.
Juicy Couture.
Now
I love Juicy when it was like $12 t-shirts and then all of a sudden they're like $150 t-shirts and you're like, what just happened here?
They became popular. Britney Spears wore one.
Oh.
And we all wanted it. And J-Lo.
Paris Hilton was wearing the Uggs, even though those are surfer shoes for Australia people. Yes, that's right. Uggs were meant for Australian surfers.
I still love them.
Yes, I do too. I wear them in movies a lot. Amanda, name a song by Queen in 15 seconds. Go.
I can sing it. Mama. Ooh.
That's Bohemian Rhapsody. Good job. Good job. But you know what? I think if you were playing on Trivia Star, you totally would have gotten that.
I think so.
So Trivia Star is a free mobile trivia game, and it has over 60 different categories, and you get to choose the category, right?
Yes. My personal favorite is pop culture, but there is celebrities, animals, music, television.
So many. I always have to lay it down with my 9-year-old. He needs someone to hang out with him while he goes to sleep.
Oh.
And so I'm always trying to stay awake while he passes out and he's snoring next to me. And I'm always playing Trivia Star. So it's super fun for me to like just have a little time to myself and play a little trivia because I love some trivia. And right now, Trivia Star is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play.
Yes, and those coins are great for if you get stuck. You just get some hints with those, and they take care of you.
And they
It's
help
great.
you beat the level, yeah.
Yes, so if you want to get yours, go to the Apple or Google store and search for Trivia Star. Download Trivia Star for free today and flex those brain
Yeah,
cells.
Trivia Star has thousands of 5-star reviews in the Apple Store and is the #1 trivia game on the App Store. So download it today and challenge yourself.
So, Melissa, you know our modern diets aren't helping our problems as we age.
No, for sure. I mean, our bodies produce less than half of the collagen they did in their 20s.
I know, and it makes us feel old.
Yeah, because you know what collagen is good for, right?
What?
It makes our skin, hair, joints, nails, bones. It just helps us look better and feel better, and we need it.
Oh, is that why I've been looking so fresh these days?
That's why, because you've been using BioTrust's ageless multi-collagen proteins.
That must be exactly why.
You know, it provides you with 5 types of collagen needed to support the entire anti-aging process, plus essential amino acids to make it a complete protein.
That's right. And many other brands on the market only use 1 or 2 types of collagens.
Yeah, it supports healthy skin, hair, nails, bones, joints, all of it.
All the
it also
things.
supports athletic performance, recovery, and an active lifestyle, which we both have.
We both created thanks to BioTrust.
Yes, and it supports gut health. It's easily digestible. It's taste-free and odorless. And it's third-party lab tested to ensure purity and potency.
And it doesn't clump. Do you hear me? It does
Doesn't
not clump.
I love that.
It's a miracle.
It can be mixed in anything hot or cold. There's no artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, or sweeteners. Basically, guys, come on. It's all around good. It's all the stuff you need and none of the stuff you don't.
And you need to try it for yourself if you haven't already. Here's what I want you to do. Go to biotrust.com/binge, BINGE, and get your special offer of up to 51% off today.
You'll also get free shipping on your order and support from personal health and fitness coaches to work with you, and they'll share their expertise with you. So that's biotrust.com/binge, BINGE, to get your special up to 51% off offer.
We thank you, BioTrust, for sponsoring What Women Binge.
What'd you give up for Lent?
I'm not Catholic. I
Oh.
give up nothing.
Oh, come on. You just have to give up. I gave up complaining, but apparently it's not working. So I have to say a lot of Hail Marys. I have to say 5 Hail Marys every time I complain, but I can't tell the difference between complaining
What do you?
and just telling my stories.
Oh, is that what you?
Yes, I don't know. I don't know the difference. Unless it's like about my in-laws. Maybe
Okay.
that's complaining. I don't know.
No. So I guess what have I given up for? I mean, I didn't do anything for Lent because I'm not.
I've given up I'm not a big drinker. I don't like soda. Like there's nothing I can really give up. You know what I should have given up? Bacon. I eat bacon every day. That might be a problem. Should I give up bacon?
I love bacon. No, don't give up bacon.
I gave up
Not give up
complaining
the
because
joys in life.
I know, but maybe 40 days without bacon would be a good sacrifice to the Lord for, for my sins and just to repent a little and also for my health.
I've really dairy, but that was before, and gluten.
I've kind of given those up anyway. That's the thing. Like, there's nothing. So I've given up salt because you would use too much table salt. I've given up cursing, but with giving up cursing, same as complaining. It's kind of hard to judge. No, not right now. I haven't given up cursing.
In the past.
Right now. I usually curse like a sailor. For those of you out there that I'm behaving myself, and I say things like "cushion for the pushing" instead of things I want to say. Please, you called it your coochie from Latucci. What'd you call it? What is it?
Cha-cha Louise.
Cha-cha Louise is just as bad as coochie from the Tucci. I don't know. We'll just start calling it Addie LaRue after your last book.
No.
No, now I'm wrecking the set with my head. All right, should we get to the questions? Were you going to say something about vaginas? What were we talking about?
I'm not going to now. I think enough has been said about the vagina.
Meanwhile, ladies, go out and get your gyno appointment booked.
And don't
get
wear
a mammogram.
low-rise
Thank you.
jeans.
And don't wear low-rise jeans because that'll just give you yeast infection. All right. So, all right, let's pull it together here. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you I'll ask you a question, then
I'll ask you the same
you ask
one.
me the same question. All right. Hey, Amanda, what's your favorite movie genre? Just you okay?
It hurts.
All right, here we go. We can pull it together. So I did give up cursing one time for Lent, but what I had to do was every time I cursed, I'd have to say 5 Our Fathers or Hail Marys. And so, at the end of the day, I'd think about how many times I'd curse. I'd be like, okay, I've got 25 I got to do on the drive home from work or something. And it's like...
That's a very good practice and discipline, though.
It is. And when you do that, you realize, I've got to stop this. So you do it a lot less because you have to say so many prayers. You take up so much of your time in the day praying, which is lovely but like doing those prayers over and over again can be tough.
Got to talk to God for like 25 minutes today.
But the thing is, I was doing like the rote, like the ones that you've memorized, and trying to make it mean something every time you say it is really hard. But that's what I would do. So that's what I was trying to do with my complaining.
So how's it going?
I can't figure out the difference between complaining and just talking. So I'm having trouble. So let me know if I complain, because then I have to.
We need like a jar.
I know, I need a complain jar. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, then you ask me the same question.
Okay.
What's your favorite movie genre?
Rom-com.
Well, I don't know what my favorite genre is.
Romantic.
I do like rom-com, but not necessarily.
I like lightweight movies. If I'm picking one on my own. So like Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen is my favorite.
Oh, I need to see that.
Have you never seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I know we're not supposed to like Woody Allen right now.
No,
but it's so good.
He's an artist.
And this is a masterpiece, in my opinion.
So what's interesting is like, okay, so if you were going to, so I went to the movies a few weeks ago, and I had a choice between, and I was only going to go, I could only see one movie. Like, I don't go to the movies, so this was like a big choice. Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile, Marry Me, and like, I think the Batman had just come out, maybe? So between those three, what would you choose?
Well, I did this, actually.
Okay.
It was Marry Me.
See, I was like, that would be fun and easy, but I want to see Death on the Nile because that's a movie that I want to see on the screen.
That was the better choice, I will say. Because
It was a cheesy movie, man.
Was it?
It was. I have a lot of complaints about that one. No, I mean, I guess I don't really know Agatha Christie, and I never saw Orient Express, Murder on the Orient. But like I gathered that like some of these characters were recurring and stuff like that. But I think the acting was really forced, which to me didn't feel fun. It felt forced, and I was like laughing and going. And I think his mustache was. You could see the lace front on the big screen. You can see that it's phony, and that just blew the whole thing for me. He should have had a scar up his face.
Was it not supposed to be obviously fake?
Well, in the first movie, apparently he had this giant mustache, right? So I think what they did with the second movie, and I don't know if this is in the book or not, they tried to explain the mustache by saying he went to war and a bomb hit and he tore up the side of his face, and his girlfriend said to him, well, maybe you just need to grow a mustache, or however she said it, lovely. So the mustache, like they explain it, but the thing is the scar should have gone further up on his cheek. So yeah, it was cheesy. But I choose that movie over Marry Me probably any day.
Okay, so Marry Me your quintessential rom-com. Like it's from the 90s.
Yeah. And I'm sure I'm going to see it because my husband's going to make me watch it at some point.
Watch it at home. Don't spend your money to go to the theater for it.
Yeah.
Precious.
But I really should have seen the Batman because that's the one everyone's going to talk about. Oh, are you not a Batman fan?
It's not that I'm not a Batman fan. I am a Batman fan.
You're a huge
I quit watching Batman movies when The Dark Knight came out.
Oh, why?
Because that was so stressful for me. Oh. And it kind of ruined it for me.
They're dark.
Because in my head, there was a balance of Batman in comedy and darkness. Like,
yeah, that's true. The what's his name? Michael Keaton one. I just showed my kids that recently. We wanted them to see that one because we think that's the best Batman. But that's a level of family friendly entertainment.
Right.
And these things have gotten dark.
But it was a Batman that kids couldn't see. And I feel like every single one of them since then has been that. Like, it made Batman for adults.
Not like Spider-Man. Spider-Man has become a bigger and bigger hit, I think,
With
every one
children.
that's come out. Yeah.
And I
mean, my
appreciate
Tucker,
that.
who's 9, saw it 3 times.
Even Avengers. I love the Avengers movies. There are really dark parts of those. They get really intense sometimes. And you do
But it goes over the kids' heads.
Well, and this, as they get older, they can watch it. But there's comedy elements to balance it out. It's fun. If I'm watching a superhero movie, that's what I want.
Interesting. I would have thought you'd be all in on the Batman.
No, I'm not.
All right, so what's your go-to app?
Wait, you didn't tell me what your favorite
I can't decide. That's the thing. It's like it's a case-by-case situation. I love to watch an old movie, but sometimes I want to watch a rom-com, but a lot of the time I want to watch something like I just recently went through a lot of the nominated movies. Belfast I thought I'd really like, but I feel like they glazed over the important parts. I didn't understand a thing. I think if you're from Ireland, I know a lot of my friends that are Irish have really loved it because they lived it, so maybe they have a different perspective on it. But I also feel like the danger aspect wasn't there for me. It glazed over
everybody
so
gotta
many.
be in danger?
No, but like there's got to be high stakes and there's got to be like the danger aspect is like the most important part. Bambi, his mom goes out in the field,
terrible,
doesn't make it back. But there's an element of like, will he make it? Let's survival.
Why could mom survive and there be a happy ending?
Because it was a movie. It's every movie has a
This is why I can't watch.
Because real life has
movies.
tragedy, Amanda.
I know. That's why it's not entertainment.
Go watch Megamind. That's like
You
my
hear
favorite
my
ever.
jeans?
You have the pearlies on.
They're like
squeaking. One of the most important things I've learned as I age is that I don't want to look like I'm aging. So you know how I do that, right? Don't we all? I have been protecting my skin with Apostrophe.
I have to say, my skin is glowing thanks to my Apostrophe prescription.
Yeah, Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company. It offers science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear up acne and to help with your unique skin. So whether it's age spots or it's wrinkles or whatever your challenge is, Apostrophe can help.
And it's personalized treatment plans by a board-certified dermatologist, and it is perfectly tailored to you and your unique skin. And all you have to do is fill out Apostrophe's online quiz about your skin, tell them what your goals are, your medical history. You take a few selfies. I recommend doing that before you log on because the quiz is so fast. And then a dermatologist will create a custom treatment plan, and they will email it directly to you.
I love their packaging. Like their packaging is really cute. So mine is to put on at night. So I have a little PM sticker that I stuck on the top of it.
Oh, I love how you get to decorate your bottle and make it uniquely yours. And the company checks in on you too.
Yeah, they want to make sure everything's going well.
Yeah, that everything's working well for you.
So we have a deal for our audience. You can save $15 off your first visit with an Apostrophe provider at apostrophe.com/WWB when you use our code WWB. And this code is only available to our listeners.
And to get started, just go to apostrophe.com/WWB and click begin visit. Then use our code WWB at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5.
That's apostrophe.com/WWB and use that code WWB to get your dermatologist crafted treatment plan for $5. And we want to thank Apostrophe for being a wonderful sponsor of What Women Binge. What's your app that you like to play on when you're at the DMV?
Okay. It used to be role-playing games, but I had to quit that, as you know.
Your Sims, yes.
Sims and Sultans and all of those things. So now it's Scrabble, Go, or whatever the new one is.
Do you think we're getting older and that's why we like these like smarty pants games?
It makes us feel smart.
Yeah. Or do you think we're doing it to like multitask? So it's like a game, but it's also helping in some way?
I think we crave that stimulation. Obviously, we live in a world where our phones are constantly available to us. So the fast movement of just having something to fiddle with and
I usually like
stimulate
numbers. Like mine was always Sudoku. Like if I'm on the airplane and I'm taking off and I'm scared of flying and I want to distract myself, I either read a magazine or I am on Sudoku or in the last like maybe year went back to solitaire.
I love solitaire too.
Which I also play that with just a deck of cards sometimes. If I just have a deck of cards, I'm at the beach, I'm bored, I'll throw out a deck of cards. I love backgammon, but I don't play that on an app.
Play that online.
I don't play that online. I play that in real life. I love to have a glass of wine with a friend and play backgammon because you can talk, but you're playing and you're sipping your drink.
I like Mancala for that reason.
Oh, I don't remember how to play that. We have to do that. But now I'm into Wordle. And I wonder if it's because of my Wheel of Fortune background. Like I got into Wheel of Fortune and I
Your
got
Wheel
the
of
words.
Fortune background. I
My
love that.
background at Wheel of Fortune being the biggest winner of ever. I don't know if I've told you guys that, but like biggest winner at Wheel of Fortune ever. Ever.
Literally ever?
I think ever.
Not just like,
No, I think I won the most money anyone's ever won in that show.
holy cow.
I know. I think that when I was looking
You
it up.
can claim that as background then.
Well, I was doing a little research.
You do
and I
have a
was
Wheel
like,
of Fortune background.
I was like, if I say I'm one of 3 winners or 4 winners of the $1 million, and then there's different stats, right? There's like just like in football. I hate when there's so many different stats. I'm the only celebrity to ever win $1 million. I'm like the 3rd person ever to win $1 million, and then I think I realized in researching that I've won. I think I won 1,039,800, and I think the person before that won like 1,020,000 something.
Holy cow.
So it's not a big difference, but I think I won.
That's my friend, y'all.
But because I was practicing on the app, the Wheel of Fortune app,
That makes sense.
I think I became I got into
Scrabble.
words all of a sudden. I know now I think I would like Scrabble. I was never a word girl, but now Wordle.
Scrabble.
I'm loving Wordle.
I do love Wordle, and I'm good at Wordle, which
Yeah.
makes me very happy.
I think that's the thing too. I feel like I'm kind of good at it, which then you
strokes the
wanna play it.
ego a little bit. Like, oh,
Maybe they make it super simple for
got
that
it
reason.
on the second one.
Yeah. Like you did it.
Okay.
What's your start word on Wordle? What do you always start with?
House.
Oh, really? I hadn't thought of that one. I always do irate
Oh, that's a good one.
because it like a lot of vowels. My
Dream
family,
is my other one.
so I always do irate and then I do lucky, and that like gets rid of so many letters right off the bat.
That Lucky is good.
And then after that, you can kind of solve it in one or two more.
Uh-huh.
What is a TV villain that you love to hate?
Well, that would imply that I love the show.
Yeah, I mean, Beth's the only one I can think of from Yellowstone, but there's got to be, I mean, like in Bridgerton, is there someone? And I mean, that's the thing about Gilded Age. There's no
I think,
villain.
What's his name? Logan from Succession.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
necessarily love the show, but he is a great villain. But they're all kind of the villain in that show. But he appalls me more than anyone.
Yeah, but do you love him for that reason too?
I
Are
think
you like
so. I
really?
mean,
you're like, if he left, I'd be really sad. Oh, the great Nicholas Holt's character.
Yes.
What is his name in that? He's the czar.
Yeah.
Peter. So Peter the not so great. Peter the mediocre, I think they call him.
Yes.
Nicholas Holt. He is.
He's a fabulous villain.
He's the villain I love to hate.
Yes.
Because you can't get rid of him.
Gosh, I love
Even
that
though he's
show.
supposed to die at some point, you can't get rid of him. He's the best. All right, what's your favorite workout song?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think through all the Orange Theory playlists right now.
Mine is definitely Eminem, Lose Yourself. If that song comes on and I'm on a spin bike, I am tearing it up, man.
That's a good one. Oh, what was that? In my head, I have the rock rap. You know I can't rap, guys. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if we're allowed
to.
Raise the Roof. What?
No,
The roof. The roof.
the roof is on fire.
What about like a 90s song that you love? Is it Don't Go Chasing Water?
No, that is not a pump me up song.
Oh, another one for me is Breaking Benjamin. Anything by Breaking Benjamin?
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a whole like pop punk playlist at Orange Theory a few weeks ago,
so good.
and I was like feeling Misery Business. Paramore.
Misery Business is a good one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, any of those, even like an Alanis Morissette might get you going.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of mine is, what is that song? G6?
Uh-huh.
Is it Rihanna? It's not Rihanna. Who sings that one? But like a G6.
That one's
like
on
a
the Orange
G6.
Theory
Oh, I
playlist
love that
fairly
one.
often.
I love that one.
Yeah,
that
I like
one
that
just
one,
like, you feel like you're like just at a dance club, and it just makes you keep going. What's a TV show you gave up on?
I am usually a committer. I watched one episode of what's the one you're into?
Gilded? No. Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. Watched one episode of that.
Well, you probably didn't like the very beginning when they kill the horse.
It wasn't the first episode. It was just on somewhere.
okay.
And so I kind of like watched it unknowingly. And it was okay, but it didn't hook me enough to be like, what is this show? I got to
Oh, really?
But so I've never revisited that.
Mine was, recently Ghost,
Oh yeah, you
the
hated that.
CBS or something. I thought it was going to be so funny. It was so weird. I really didn't enjoy that. And then it felt like a kid's show to me. I think it felt like a little bit
Yeah.
like my kid's show Bunked or something like that, which actually I like those shows, but this one I was like, this is not what I was expecting. And then I almost gave up on White Lotus.
I hope you didn't.
I didn't. I got through it. And then I went on spring break, guys, and I was like, we stayed at 2 different hotels, and the first one was very like rustic and cool.
Were
and,
you like analyzing
one?
everybody's story?
I was like, that kid is definitely sleeping on the beach tonight, and those girls definitely have drugs in their purse, and that guy's definitely pooping in someone's suitcase. It was, all of a sudden I was looking around. The second resort we stayed at was very White Lotus-y, and I was like, oh my, I couldn't stop. I was at breakfast with my husband just going, oh my gosh, this is so White Lotus. This is so, who's going to end up in a casket? Yeah. But I'm Connie Britton. I was walking down the beach with I actually had my purse this time instead of like a sandbag, and I was like, I feel like Connie Britton.
There you go.
But yeah, White Lotus I almost gave up on. I'm glad I didn't. Only Murders in the Building I recently finished. Finally.
You finally finished?
Yes. I loved it. I didn't expect it. I don't know why. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't expect it. But I think they're doing another one.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, a few of those shows I feel like, oh, you know what I gave up on that I'm actually really sad I gave up on is Breaking Bad. Because I really liked it, but there was this weird, satisfying thing at the end of every episode where I felt like I got what I needed out of it.
And you were done.
And it wasn't like, it didn't draw me to be like, I gotta watch the next one.
Right.
It was more like, oh, I love that.
It was not a bingeable show.
It was lovable. Like I enjoyed the experience, and I was like, I'll watch another one some other day. Not like I have to watch it right away. And there's something about that, but I do want to go back and watch it. You know what's a show I've always wanted to watch that I haven't is Dexter. I feel like I would really like that because Mark and I loved House. And I feel like Dexter's like House.
Dexter's good. Actually, I can handle Dexter as long as I don't, like, I look away during the violence.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I like the story and I like the heart behind it.
It's a good thing you never got through at Yellowstone because you couldn't handle the violence.
Oh, good point.
That is brutal. What is a book that you think everybody should read once?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Is that the one you read every year, though?
Yeah, I do.
So that's also your
I feel like
answer
it's so important, and it is something that no matter what era you read it in, no matter what's going on in the world, there's a message that relates to the current situation. I just think it's really
I'm going to go back and
important
reread. That's going to be
book.
my reread book.
Yeah, I think that's my answer.
Maybe we should do like a month of classics.
Oh, that would be...
Catcher in the Rye, Kill a Mockingbird,
no.
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
Why are you doing this to me? Because
you're going to find that they're all quick reads because these are all middle school books.
Have you read Catcher in the Rye?
Yes, a few times.
Okay. Do we need to reread it?
I kind of feel like I need to because Holden Caulfield is like one of my favorite characters of literature, but I feel like it would change very much in my 40s. And now that I have teenage boys.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Sort of like The Outsiders. Like,
okay, fine.
what else we got
I'll do
here?
it, but I'm going to complain about it.
Oh, a book I think everybody should read once. Well, I mean, maybe not for men, but I do feel like I love Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, that's a great one.
That is a book that, man.
Set in my hometown.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a book that just like spoke to me. I don't know why. I think because I was on the beach at the time and it kind of takes place in the bayou with the like, or maybe not the bayou, but like, you know, you're like, there.
Are the authors from my hometown? I can't remember.
This girl's like
something about my hometown. It's connected to me.
Okay. The girl is like living on her own and just what that means when her father was abusive and then like to be living on your own out there in the middle of nowhere with nothing and like.
Is Reese making that one a movie?
Apparently, yes. The Reese, because that's where I got it from the Reese book club. But yeah, that was a book I loved. I definitely recommend everybody read that. Oh, you know what though? Maybe Nightingale by
oh yeah,
what's her name? Hannah.
Hannah.
Yeah, Kristen Hannah. I do love the Nightingale. I think that's an important one, especially for women because it's like it shows this side of like, you know, two women, sisters in World War II, French occupied, if you know, like occupied France, and I didn't know anything about that area or that time really. And that with that, you know, you hear about what happened at the concentration camps and like with Anne Frank and stuff, but to see that was a totally different thing. Like to see that other side of things. What is a show you have to watch as a couple? Like, what show do you have to wait for Logan to watch?
Oh, Maisel, which the new season, slow start, really paid off at the end.
Really?
And we only.
See, I never even finished the last season. Got slow for me.
I'm gonna need you to finish that. It's good.
All right.
It's good. It's not great. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
The first 2 episodes, I was like, "What's happening?"
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'll push through.
What else?
For me, with Mark and I, it was 1883 and Yellowstone. Those are the ones we waited on. Back in the day, it was like House. And if we find a show that we're lucky enough to both like, we really like that. That's joy to me. Like when we find a show and we both like it and we watch 1 or 2 episodes, we're like, yes, let's watch it tonight. Then we like get the kids to bed a little early and we're like, let's climb. Like it feels like our time.
Do you remember Mozart in the Jungle? Have we talked about this before? They don't make it anymore. I think it was on Amazon Prime. It is fabulous. I think there's 3 seasons. Oh my goodness. That was one that we watched together every single time. Neither of us were allowed to get ahead on it.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Yeah, we tried Outlander again last night because our waitress yesterday at lunch, we went on a little lunch date and she was like, oh, my husband loves Outlander. So Mark was like, all right, we'll watch it tonight. We watched the first one again. He fell asleep again.
Oh,
Just like the first time I ever watched it. So I'm like, all right, I want to watch
and that's
more.
like
but
an intense episode.
And there's a new season out now.
Oh,
so
okay.
Now I got some catching up to do.
We like Picard we'll watch together. We watch Succession together. He watched The Great with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Mark would never. Never.
Well, at first he didn't watch the first one. So I made it. He just happened to be there when I was watching the second and it hooked him.
Did you do Obi-Wan together? Oh, Obi-Wan hasn't come out yet.
No, we
Did it? No.
No. We watched
Boba
Fett. And I didn't watch that one as much. I was very in on The Mandalorian.
Okay.
But Boba Fett, I watched the last 3
I'm still waiting on Tucker to watch Mandalorian with me. I won't watch it without my 9-year-old. I just won't. I want to, but I won't because he hasn't yet. What is your favorite radio station? Do you have a radio station?
Oh, 90s on 9.
Oh, yeah.
And pop, what is the...
Mine's Lithium.
I like that one too.
I love Lithium because I love 90s
the
rock.
blend.
Yeah, if 90s if Lithium's not on, then it's Octane or it's 90s on 9, or then I switch to like news channels like
What is
BBC
the pop one? There's pop something.
Oh no, I'm thinking Y2. No, isn't there a Y2K?
No,
I know what you're talking about.
Pop something. Pop something.
Pop something.
It's there.
We're going with pop something. What is a movie that you walked out of or turned off?
Maybe House on Haunted Hill or something like that.
Oh, that's a TV show though, right?
No, it was
that a
a
movie?
movie. All I know is the first scene, they were like in a desert in a camper and there were like these weird monster
Tremors?
zombie things like trying to like rape a woman. And I like couldn't, like I was
You
like,
didn't want to watch that?
nope. The Hills Have Eyes. No.
The Hills Have Eyes, not doing
I
it
made
for you.
it about 5 minutes and I was like, never.
Oh my gosh.
And I've not watched a horror movie since.
Mark and I walked out of Punch Drunk Love at the movie theater. We went to see it. Adam Sandler movie, right?
Yeah.
I think. And this is a long time ago. This is like
I'm trying to remember
early
if I've actually
2000s,
seen
probably
that.
2002, 2003, somewhere in there. And we were there, and I think we thought it was one of those where you think it's going to be a comedy, and then you're like, not really a comedy. And we walked out. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Never finished it. A book you've read more than once. We know yours is To Kill a Mockingbird.
I've read a lot of books more than once.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see a purpose. I mean, now I can say The Outsiders because my kids.
There's a book called Sarah's Key, and it's an emotional book. It's about this little girl who's in occupied France during World War II.
Oh, you told me about
And-
this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's so beautifully written, but just you'll never be the same. Your emotions will be affected, but it is unbelievable. And I've read that now
Speaking of
multiple times.
that, there's a book called Expecting Adam out there, and I wanted to make it a movie, but the couple that wrote it won't allow it because it's based on their real life. Highly recommended. The woman was pregnant with her second child. He was in, they were both in, the husband had to go to Japan on a trip. They were both in medical school or law school or something. I can't remember. I read it so long ago, but I really wanted to make it a movie because she has all these kind of God moments where he saves her life a few times. She has like angels come help, and they didn't believe in that kind of thing. And then they finally decided to write the book years later because they couldn't believe these things happened to them. Like, it's really beautiful.
Okay.
And it's kind of how she finds out Adam's going to have Down syndrome, and it's whether or not, and everybody wants her to terminate the pregnancy, and she doesn't. And it's sort of like how Adam like brings her around to spirituality. It's really beautiful. Okay. What's a show that your kids watch? Like, what's a show you like to watch with your kids?
One that I can tolerate right now is Tots.
How do you TOTS?
It's like a Disney Channel, like young children's show, and they like deliver babies to their parents.
What?
Yeah. So it's like baby animals, and so they're like the storks, and they deliver. It's yeah.
Tucker's really into watching these brothers make pancakes on YouTube, and I can't.
I can't stand Mr. Beast. I can watch that with the kids on YouTube.
So I like YouTube. I can't watch with him. He's either watching people eat gummy candy, or he's watching people make pancakes and flipping them over.
The screaming, watching other children play video games,
or the fake Among Us. I don't know if you've seen like the Among Us fake, like people playing it out.
No.
Oh, it's like that. It's a fake video game.
I can't do it.
But I always liked when they watched Henry Danger. I loved Henry Danger on Nickelodeon. Really good show. Actually, Riker would probably love it.
Okay.
It's about a boy who becomes a superhero sidekick.
Oh, we started the new Proud Family.
Oh, my friend Soleil's in that.
And I liked it. It does address like some things that like if you're not prepared to have conversations with your children about it, completely over my kids' heads. They didn't ask me any questions, but obviously I would be willing to talk to them about it. But that would be my only like, hey, heads up.
Yeah.
But I actually think they address it in a cool way.
Yeah.
And it's the same Proud Family that it was when I was, I guess, a teenager, but I still watched it then.
Yeah.
So.
I'm okay with like Jessie and Bunked a little bit. But Henry Danger was probably the one I liked the best. When they were little, I really liked Little Einsteins.
Yes.
I still like that because the music's pretty and it's okay. Even if pat, pat, pat. We still do that on an airplane taking off. Like, put your hands in the air and shake your whole body. But, there's a few that I like. He's into Gigantosaurus right now, which I think is Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
There's one I'm on, Casa Grandes, which is a spinoff of The Loud House. I do love The Loud House.
I need to show my kids Casa Grandes.
And Casa Grandes is a good show. It's really cute. And a few life lessons in there, but it really just stories about friendship.
Discovering stuff on their own. And Riker is very into YouTube.
Yeah, that's Tucker too. That's a problem.
There's not a lot of shows that he's interested in.
I know. I wish there were more shows because I feel like they have good lessons.
Wrestling, that's the other thing.
Wrestling, yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. This or that.
This or that.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to go through the whole list for you.
Okay, then I'll do yours.
Okay. Documentary or reality?
Documentary.
Comedy or tragedy?
Comedy.
Wordle or Sudoku?
Sudoku.
Whiskey or cocktail?
Cocktail.
Elvis or Beatles?
Tie.
No, pick one.
Beatles.
Okay. Surf or turf?
Surf.
Movie theater or movie at home?
Movie theater.
Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
I don't think we could be friends anymore.
Opposites attract.
I know. Inside or outside?
Outside.
Weights or cardio?
I need cardio, but weights. No, cardio. Cardio. Let's do cardio. All right, ready?
Yep.
Documentary or reality?
Documentary.
Comedy or tragedy?
Comedy.
Wordle or Sudoku?
Wordle.
Jack Daniels or Mojito?
Neither. Gin and tonic.
Elvis or Beatles?
Beatles.
Surf or turf?
Surf. Give me all the crustaceans.
Yeah, right. Movie theater or home movie?
Theater.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Big surprise. Inside or outside?
Outside.
Weights or cardio?
Cardio.
Yeah. All right. So we got some. Opposites attract and then other,
I'm so disappointed in your soda.
In my
selection.
soda choices. Here's the thing. Let's do a taste test. I think we should.
Which one's going to win?
Well, you don't know that. What if you close your eyes and you're like, that one's definitely Coke and it's Pepsi?
I would
Do you think you'd really know?
Yes.
I'm going to test you. One of these days, guys. We'll do it as a YouTube special.
Blind taste test.
Just going to make you try some stuff. You know what we should have on here?
It should just be try some stuff.
Wait, real quick. Who's your Instagram? What are your favorite follows on Instagram? Name like 3 real quick.
Mallory Irvin, who's like a local Nashville influencer. Love her. She's just super encouraging. I adore her. Who else do I love? I threw my phone away. Oh gosh, now that you're putting me on the spot.
Well, here, you want me to do mine?
Yeah, you do yours.
So I'm really into the folding lady right now. She shows you how to fold everything from like a bathing suit or pack for a trip or a fitted sheet. Like she's great.
Yes.
And even like napkins to decorate your table and stuff. the Shirley Temple King is a little boy.
You told me about him.
Yeah, a little boy from Connecticut, and he goes and taste tests Shirley Temples, but he also does like a Sunday snack down where he challenges like Cheetos versus Lay's or something, and he's really cute. And oh gosh, what else?
Oh, you know who I really love? Cassie Kelly, she's married to a guy in like Lady Antebellum.
Okay.
She's not really like, she used to do like full-time influencing kind of stuff where she was always like showing you products and everything. Now it's just pretty much like her life, but she's just very interesting and sweet. So I like her.
Maxim Shmerkovsky,
Yes.
from Dancing with the Stars, and his Ukrainian reporting right now is pretty important. But I would say for more fun, Derek Huff.
Oh, yeah.
I love his TikTok.
Oh, gosh. Who?
His TikTok is amazing. All his dance moves and he does the special effects things. He's so smart with that stuff, but I love it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, we've covered a lot today.
We have covered a lot today.
I had so much fun.
I know. It's fun chatting with you.
I hope everybody else likes to listen to us ramble about all the things.
Yeah, you guys listen. We really appreciate you guys listening. We really appreciate it if you subscribe, rate, and review, and go check out our Instagram too, because we do have an Instagram and we give you rates and we give you reviews there.
Yes,
right? We give you reviews on our Instagram, so check it out. Thank you guys for joining us today on What Women Binge.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys for joining us for What Women Binge. You can connect with all of us on your favorite social media platforms. We have at What Women Binge. Amanda?
I'm at Amanda WWB.
I'm at Melissa Joan Hart. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe anywhere you get podcasts. You can find all of our links at whatwomenbinge.com and subscribe on YouTube. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios, video production by Matt Giesler, and audio by Matt Lott, and production assistant Jennifer Best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com.